we just hung out so much with them that we become more like a man. Okay, we just adopt like all these masculine things, and like we forget about like our feminine side. But being able to just like dress up, go all out with like the frills, the laces, like everything girl, okay, everything that screams girl, and just like going out to hang out with other girls, I've realized just like how much I've missed. The power of having female friendships is next level. Like it's magical. If you don't have a lot of friends in your area but you want friends, this is where I'm gonna hype you up and encourage you to go to places that you might not be familiar with. If you are a student right now, like take your time. It's okay. Like you don't have to have everything figured out. Life just becomes so boring if you have everything absolutely planned out day by day, hour by hour, year by year. Young beanies, I wanted to make another get ready with me casual unscripted type of video because I just wanted to have a moment for anybody out there who just needs to have like a space of safety, space of peace, and just like have me as a white noise in the background if you need somebody just yapping away in your ear. I also realized that there are now 14,000 of y'all subscribed to this channel, which blows my mind, and that number still is like, I cannot connect that in my brain with how many people that actually is. So I figured that I should also like introduce myself and just get to know each other, because I really don't know if a lot of y'all know me aside from the Le Sserafim workout challenge that I did. Also, I'm applying this Madagascar Centella sunscreen by Skin 1004. This has been, I believe, like one of the more trendier sunscreens lately, and I think I understand why. It's pretty hydrating. Alright, so I just put on sunscreen, and I'm gonna put on this VDL Lumi Layer Rosy Perfect Primer. I bought this recently. It's like a makeup base. If you've been watching my vlogs, I mentioned that I'm going to a wedding at the end of this month, and that is specifically for my brother. He is getting married, and so I've been honestly spending a little more than usual just to prepare for this event, because this is going to be a very big family event. And you might have gotten the hint about my situation with my family, but I do not get along with them the best, and I haven't talked to my parents specifically for about a year now. So this will be the first time I'm seeing them in, I guess, almost a year. And let me just say, I am severely anxious about it. Aside from the anxiety, the one thing that I do want to do at the wedding is to look my very best, because I want to slay, you know what I'm saying? Next, I'm gonna go in with this Tier Mask Fit Red Cushion. I have the shade 17C Porcelain, which I believe is actually a little bit too light for me, but I paid $25 for this, so I'm gonna use it. But yeah, let's first talk about like what's been going on in the world, because honestly, like everything is just so, might I say, depresso. It's just such a weird paradox of like one moment you're reading about and seeing about all of these things that are happening on another side of the world that just seem absolutely inhumane, to the next moment where it's like you're working and having a meeting and people are talking about their day. It's just like having to compartmentalize these two very wildly different things is kind of bizarre. I just wanted to talk about it because like these are things that are happening in the world right now. Like this is, and it's just like, what can we do? You know, what can we do, because we feel like really helpless. But I'm trying to be hopeful and optimistic, because there have been so many amazing people who have been spreading awareness, who have been, you know, finding ways for us to like directly fund Palestinian families and other people in other countries like Congo. I made a community post like a week ago about Operation Olive Branch. If you don't know it already, please go check it out. It is an amazing resource to educate yourself about what's been going on in Gaza, and it directly connects you with so many Palestinian families who have specific needs in order to help out their family members who might have had injuries, and help fund for their safety out of danger. I know that was a lot, so let's transition to just talk about ways in which we can kind of ground ourselves during these times of just really heavy emotional things that are happening, and also just in terms of like situations where you're feeling lonely. The US Surgeon General actually released this whole report that essentially announced how our country is going through a loneliness epidemic. Actually, is it the world? I can't remember if it was the world or the country, but essentially we're all going through a loneliness epidemic right now, where they were saying that like it is physically taking a toll on people's health. Before moving to Seattle, I definitely feel like I was experiencing a lot more loneliness because I didn't really have many people around me to hang out with, and I didn't really do my own diligence to help solve those feelings of loneliness. I think one of the things that I'm starting to realize as I am getting older is really the importance of female friendships as a woman. I think I already mentioned this in my last Get Ready With Me video, but I did not have many friends growing up, and even like up till college, I only really have like a handful of really close like girlfriends. And as I've been making more friendships with other women, I've realized just like how much I've missed. Just the power of having female friendships is next level. Like it's magical, okay? And so I want to make sure that for any of y'all who might be younger, to really make sure that you invest in those, because it really helps make you feel so much better. And yeah, even if you might be dating or if you might be in a relationship, like there are just moments with your girlfriends that it's like different, right? You're gonna have moments with your partner, with your significant other, that you cannot have with anybody else. But I also feel like that's the same with your girlfriends, okay? With your female friends. And so one of the reasons why I would say I'm more like a part-time YouTuber right now compared to a full-time is because I've been really investing and prioritizing time into building these connections with other women in my life. And that means like hanging out with them on the weekends instead of editing and grabbing dinner. I'm actually going to hang out with 2 other girls today because we decided to do karaoke. But yeah, I just think it's a very precious thing to have in your life, especially if you are a girl, okay? If you are a woman, girl, you need to have other women in your life who you can talk to, who you can cry with, who you can just be girls with. I remember having a conversation with another friend of mine of like, we hung out so much with our partner, and we both have male partners, so we just hung out so much with them that we become more like a man, okay? We just adopt like all these masculine things, and like we forget about like our feminine side and being able to like do all these girly things. But being able to just like dress up, go all out with like the frills, the laces, like everything girl, okay? Everything that screams girl, and just like going out to hang out with other girls, it just brings back that feminine aura, okay? Also, my blush right now, I'm using the Dasique blusher. This is the number 2 Cool Blending Mood Cheek palette. And then after I applied that, I'm putting on the Apu Juicy Pang Jelly Blusher in Pink 1. And so first off, I dusted like the purple colors onto my cheeks, and I'm going in with the Apu blusher, and I'm making like a peace sign with my fingers and just applying it in the V area. But yeah, for any of y'all who might be feeling lonely because you don't have like a lot of friends around you or people to spend time with, I think one of the things that is just really valuable is spending time in person with somebody, okay? Because I know that the pandemic has allowed us to be very digital and allowed us to make a lot of friends online or spend time online with friends. Being able to like physically meet people is so important in my opinion. There's another value to that, okay? So definitely go out if you can, okay? Like grab that coffee with a friend, go to the library, just something. And if you don't have a lot of friends in your area, but you want friends, then this is where you gotta take action, okay? This is where I'm gonna hype you up and encourage you to go to places that you might not be familiar with, go to places that you might be scared to go alone, because if you don't do anything, girl, you're gonna be sitting at home, okay? You're going to, like, this state of things is just going to continue to be status quo unless you make changes. So I know that there's apps that can help you like find social events around your area. I know that one of the popular ones is called Meetup. I've never used this, but I also know that like Bumble and other like maybe more traditional dating apps also have friendship connection things as well. But yeah, don't be afraid to like put yourself out there, because if you don't put yourself out there, then how are people going to know who you are, right? How are people going to find you? If you don't want to be found, that is completely your choice, okay? Like, I understand that some days you just like want to stay by yourself at home and watch Netflix and just eat a bunch of popcorn and snacks and yummy things, which honestly, like, yes, that is the vibe I need to at times as an introvert. But overall, I think we can all agree that humans crave social connections. Like, we find purpose and fulfillment and meaning with the relationships that we have with other people in our lives. And so I know a lot of us young ones out there are really struggling with this, because we have the power of social media and we have the power of technology to be able to do things more comfortably in the places that we're sitting at home. But yeah, let's just not forget to breathe air, touch grass, and see people face to face. For my eyebrows, by the way, I'm going in with this Speedy Skinny Brow by Peri Para. I actually really like their eyebrow pencils. I know that they're known for the lip products, but this one is in the shade Cool Gray. I remember seeing this one TikTok of somebody explaining the difference between like second gen K-pop makeup versus today's K-pop makeup styles, and I was like shook to my core, because I realized just like how outdated my makeup style was to the current day. And so I've really like updated a lot of the things that I've been doing. So one thing, which might sound basic, but I feel like it's been really helpful, is just like having lighter eyebrows. So I think my eyebrows before were very similar to my hair color, but I've been trying to just make them a little bit lighter, because it really like lifts the face, it like brightens the face, okay? It makes the face softer. And so I go in with the Cool Gray eyebrow pencil to just kind of like draw the brows, and then this is the Etude Brow Mascara in like a light brown, and so I just brush that on a little bit and then blend it in with the spoolie of the eyebrow pencil. I really want to go to Korea sometime soon so I can take a personal color test, because I feel like one of the things I struggle with so hard is like figuring out what eyeshadow looks the best on me, because I've been using like a lot of like warm tone shades for my eyes, but I've tried the personality color test app and it was telling me I was cool tone. So then I bought like this cool tone-ish palette. This is by Rom, and it's like this purple type of palette, but when I put this on, I'm like, does this actually flatter me? I don't even know. So yeah, one of my goals someday is to go to Korea very soon. Oh my god, up close I realized just how much blush I put on my face. Like, this is a little excessive and also uneven. Alright, one second. I feel like I've been just so consumed on my phone and like watching shows, watching TikToks, like whatever, that I need to like detox myself sometimes and just look out the window, you know what I'm saying? I think for me personally, just living life off of my phone and hanging out with friends just feels so fulfilling when I come home. For example, last weekend, one of my friends reached out to me. She wanted to do a picnic originally, but we ended up not even doing that. But it was kind of nice just like being able to do things spontaneously. So we actually first like cafe hopped. We went to like 2 cafes, grabbed food and drinks, and then we were like exploring little boutique shops, but then we realized like these boutique shops were so expensive. So we were like, you know what, let's go thrifting, let's go to Goodwill. And went to Goodwill, spent like 2 hours there and got so much stuff, by the way. If I haven't uploaded it already by this video, there will be a Goodwill thrift haul short / TikTok coming out. And then after that, we went back to my place and we watched Shrek. Like, but that time was so precious to me because honestly, it just felt so nice. It felt so nice to just like do things off the whim, like not have to care about having some sort of schedule, like doing something productive in terms of like content creation work or whatever, like just enjoying the present. And I think a lot of times I personally forget to do that. Also, this video has a lot of cuts. It's because I struggle with yapping consistently. And I still am not like used to talking to a camera naturally, so yeah, just forewarning. Next, I'm gonna go in with this Clio, what is this, waterproof pencil liner, but honestly I don't think it's really waterproof because every freaking time, if anybody knows like a good eyeliner that will not smudge please let me know, because I am struggling so hard. Every time I look at myself in the mirror after wearing makeup for a few hours, my eyeliner is smudged. So fun fact, my birthday was actually the beginning of this month. I am a May baby, and I was actually in Florida at that time because I had a work trip. I traveled on my birthday, which was honestly fine. It just didn't even feel like my birthday that day. And then I was able to go to Disney World and Universal afterward, after all the work obligations were done, and it was so fun. I did not expect to travel anywhere this year because your girl took a sabbatical and like quit her job in September of last year, and so this year I was like, yeah, I cannot afford to travel anywhere because I need to save up all the money that I spent during my time off of work. But just so happened that I've been able to travel twice so far, and it's been all because of work. Also, if you might be wondering what I do for work, I do basically what I like to tell people is consulting, but it's more like research based. So research for companies' marketing purposes. It was definitely not something I expected to do. Actually, when I went to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. I studied international relations, global business. I had a focus in marketing, and I knew that I wanted to do like probably something more in business, because knowing myself, I was like, I can never be a doctor. And then I took one law class, international law class, and I was like, law school is not for me. So I'm sorry, Asian parents, like that is not happening. So yeah, I was like, okay, I gotta do something in business. I think that's where I need to go. And I had an older friend who was like a mentor for me, who was also doing like insights and market research type of things, and that's how I ended up getting into it. So yeah, I've been in the adult world for a good amount of time now, actually, after graduating college. And I think it's kind of funny because I feel like after you start like actually working and having a 9-to-5 type of job, or just a job in general, it makes you realize just how much you might have regretted just not living in the moment, right? Because I feel like when you're in high school or college, you're just always looking for the next thing to happen in life as fast as possible, right? And while I don't miss like having to stress out about taking tests or writing papers, I miss just being able to be a student, if that makes sense, and where your main focus is really just learning, right? Like your life purpose at that moment is to just learn and educate yourself. And I really wish I took that more seriously, and just enjoyed it more, you know what I'm saying? So if you are a student right now, like take your time. It's okay. Like you don't have to have everything figured out, because I really didn't, and I honestly still feel like I don't. Like, let me just say, wait a second, I still really don't feel like I have anything figured out in life, okay? And I don't think I ever really will. I know it feels like even stronger when you're in school because your future is so unknown, but I think it's just really important to go with the flow and see where things take you. And that was honestly one of the biggest reasons why I took a break from working last year, because I had never quit my job and I thought it was like actually crazy for me to do that, but I had just gotten so burnt out that I needed to do it for my mental health. And I realized after doing it and, you know, being able to come out on the other side in a much better place, that life is not supposed to be fully coordinated. It's not supposed to be fully planned. You're not supposed to know everything and have everything figured out, because if you do, then like if you try to do that, then life is so boring, you know? Like what life just becomes so boring if you have everything absolutely planned out day by day, hour by hour, year by year. The mascara that I'm using, by the way, is the Heroin Make Long and Curl mascara, and I put on this mascara base first, so it's like this. They're both by Heroin. Next I'm gonna go in and do my bottom lashes here. I also feel like as somebody in my 20s and working in this corporate life for maybe like 5-6 years now, I realized that I don't want to do this for the rest of my life if I can. I think especially during the period where I felt extremely burnt out, I was going through like existential dread and a literal quarter life crisis, because I was like, how am I supposed to be doing this for the rest of my working life until I'm like old and wrinkly? I think this is why like YouTube has been such a great outlet for me. Just being able to have like some portion of my life where I feel like I have full control of it and I'm able to like make the decisions for certain things, like that just, it brings a lot of relief. And take this light shimmery pearl shot here, put it on my under eye. I would love to have my own business someday and just do something that brings me a lot more fulfillment. Even though my job is great, like I think I feel so much better at my current job than previously, but it's not something that I'm like, I have a burning passion for, if that makes sense. Like it's not my source of life fulfillment. And I know that's the case for a lot of people, and honestly, like that's totally fine if a job is like that, you know, because at the end of the day, like a job is a job because we need to pay our bills and we need to have a source of income. And if you have meaning in that job that pays you, you know, to sustain your livelihood, then that's like an even better plus. So yeah, I started YouTube when I quit my job, and now like 7 months later, we're here. And yeah, it's been a great journey so far, and I'm learning so much, and it's been such a fascinating world, I would say, of being a content creator. But yeah, I'm just super grateful that y'all are here, and if you're still listening to this video of me yapping, like I'm genuinely impressed and thankful. Like thank you so much. And last but not least, I'm gonna finish off my makeup with this powder here. It's the Etude House Zero Sebum finishing powder, I believe. It has honestly been like my makeup hack. Like it has changed my makeup, because the fact that like I don't have a super shiny forehead is so nice. All right, I'm gonna trace over my lips with this Peri Para soft pink lip liner. I've been having so many breakouts around my lip area recently, and it's been super painful, but I think most of them are healed by now. Just traced right around, a little tiny bit over my natural lip line, but not by much. And then I'm gonna go in with this Peri Para Ink Airy Velvet tint in the number 25. This is called Zazie Peach. This is such a super pretty shade. I'm gonna blend out the lip area a bit. I'm gonna finish it off with this Ink Mood Glowy tint by Peri Para in the number 4. This is like a lighter pink shade on top, just to add a little bit of gloss. Alright, here is the finished makeup look. What do we think? I know that this video was all over the place, but if you were feeling lonely or just kind of down because there's so many things that are happening in this world, I really hope that this made you feel a little bit better, if anything, made you feel a little less alone, and it just brought like a sense of peace and comfort. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. In the meantime, fighting! Things will be okay. We will be okay. Alright? Annyeong!